Hello and namaste. My name is Nidhi Nagori and welcome back to my channel. At the very outset, I want to thank you guys for giving so much love to this channel. We are now a family of 50,000. Yes, we crossed 50K very recently and I am genuinely so grateful for the love that you guys have given me. Anything and everything that I achieve here is all your giving. So thank you so much. Congratulations to you and me. And on that note, let me introduce today's topic. Now, if you remember, I recently made a video about investing where I introduced personal investing to you when you are starting your early 20s. If you haven't watched that video, I'm going to link it up right here. And while I understand that the video was definitely helpful, I also wanted to share my personal journey of investing. How did I start investing? What was my own journey like in detail? Now, I just want to specify that I'm not a crazy investor. I'm a beginner and I'm still learning, but I'm always happy to share what my experience has been like. So if you think that this topic is of your interest, then stick around. Today's video is in collaboration with CoinDCX Go. I will talk about them towards the end of this video. For now, let me introduce my life as an investor to you guys. So I became a chartered accountant in 2013, and when I got my first job, I obviously had no sense of where I need to put my money. The only thing that my parents had taught me was max out your 80C, which is what I focused on doing through getting a life insurance and maxing out my retirement savings. I can tell you that if that is your mindset right now, that is not enough. There are a lot of things that you need to figure out if you want to have your own assets, including assets like real estate, having your own vehicle, having enough financial capital where you can take flexible decisions about your career, education, and family. So in short, you need to have a clear idea of what assets do you want to build over your life. This could be owning real estate, multiple real estate. This could be owning one vehicle, multiple vehicles. This could include saving for your kids' education, if you want to make some kind of a donation, or if you want to have your own organization, if you want to study ahead in future where you expect to incur a huge amount of costs. It could basically include a lot of things. So you need to have some financial goal in mind. Now, I'm not saying that you need to have a long-term financial goal, but having some basic financial goal is always a requirement. So while I may have started earning in 2013, it was only in 2016 that I moved to the US and I started earning in the US. I started with zero assets in the US, so I knew I needed a car and I needed a house and I definitely needed retirement savings. That was where my goal lines were drawn. Your goals could be completely different from mine, but having an idea of your own goals would make your journey easier. Once you know what your goals are, you need to know what your risk appetite is. For me, my risk appetite, even till date, is probably on the lower end. But that's not to say that my risk appetite is lower with all the assets. With a couple of my investments, I have taken some crazy risky decisions. And those risks have paid off up until now. But in some situations, my risk appetite is just not there. So when it comes to investing in stock markets, when it comes to individual trading, I cannot do it because my risk appetite is absolutely absent. But when it came to investing in a real estate, which actually costed me $1 million, I had the risk appetite to put that money down during a pandemic year. So knowing your financial goals and knowing your risk appetite related to each of these goals, that's important. Once you have that figured out, you can follow any of these 5 investment strategies that I'm going to be talking about. The reason why I'm talking about these 5 investment strategies is simple. I only want to talk about the investment strategies that I've personally used in my life. Obviously, as I age, I'm pretty sure I'll use a lot of other strategies and I will keep making videos on those. But for today, let's talk about these 5. The first strategy, called the value investing strategy. This was made famous by the great Warren Buffett, and it basically means investing money in something that you believe to be cheaper or lower priced than the actual fair market value. Let's discuss this with an example. When my husband wanted a car, he was not looking for any fancy car. He just wanted something that can cost him low and can be used on a regular basis to commute to work. So he saw a lot of first-hand cars, but he did not like that. He ended up buying a second-hand car, which was used by an elderly couple. It had only run about 2,000 miles in 4 years and was extremely lightly used. But the price difference between a first-hand car and a second-hand car was a lot for him. The old couple was also willing to offer a lot more discount because they wanted to get rid of the car. So while the fair market value of the car was $20,000, we ended up getting it for much cheaper. And this investment strategy that we used is called value investing. The last 5 years that we've had the car, we've had no issues whatsoever. And we know that that decision was correctly made. The second strategy is called the income investing strategy. This is simple and this is something that your funds are probably already doing. If you are working and if you've already invested in retirement savings, you should know that these retirement savings are further invested in various other financial products to be able to earn returns. Those returns can finally flow to you. So while your funds are right now doing it for you, you could also be doing it personally. In simple terms, you buy securities that pay you returns. So whether you buy bonds that can pay you interest, or you buy equity that can give you dividend, or you go for exchange traded funds. So whether you buy bonds that can give you interest, or you buy equity that can give you dividends, or you go for exchange traded funds. Like I mentioned, I'm not a crazy stock market investor, so I know my funds are doing this for me. I'm not doing it directly. One of the things that I will recommend is that if you already have a retirement saving and if you're young enough, do not choose a low to medium risk profile, choose the aggressive risk profile, because right now you can take that risk. This will help your income investing strategy to double up because your investments will start earning more money. And it's something that I've done personally. The third strategy is the growth investing. In this strategy, you simply invest in an asset because you see growth potential. For me, that was buying my house in Toronto. Now, we bought our house right when pandemic hit. On 16th March 2020, lockdown was announced in Ontario, even in Toronto. And 2 weeks later, we saw our house. Our house had only been on the market for 3 weeks, but because of the pandemic and the looming uncertainty, they were not able to attract a lot of buyers. And because there were not a lot of buyers, our seller was already willing to reduce the price. We formally moved into our house on July 2nd, 2020. And since then, it's only been about a year. And right now, the houses on our streets are selling for more than 80%. There's been a 70 to 80% price hike in the prices. Of course, it was a crazy decision to buy this house right when pandemic had hit and right when nobody was investing in real estate. But we were certain and we were fairly confident that this is something that we will be able to manage. We also knew that this is a good growth investment strategy because we knew how the real estate market here works and we were expecting a 15 to 20% return or a 15 to 20% increase every year. Definitely did not expect the return that we actually got. I do want to mention that our decision of buying the house was a mixture of two strategies: value investing and growth investing. Because our seller was willing to reduce the price, we knew that we are actually buying an asset that is priced at cheaper than what its actual fair market value should be. And we knew that this asset will give us good returns in the future. So you see, you don't have to stick to one strategy. You can merge one or two or three together to suit your needs. That brings me to the fourth strategy and something that I consider very important: socially responsible investing strategy. The pandemic has taught us quite a lot of things, but it has also taught us that environmental change is not to be taken as a joke anymore. Which is why now a lot of investors have an option of investing in what is called a green portfolio. It basically means investing in companies that have zero carbon footprint and are green and are sustainable for our environment. The increase in green portfolio has gone up drastically in the last 1 year. And in simple words, it means that you stop investing in oil and gas companies, you stop investing in mining companies, you stop investing in anything that can be dangerous or is dangerous to our environment. We only got one planet, so I do hope you consider this investment strategy. If you're wondering that this investment strategy will not pay you a lot, you're wrong, because the number of investments have been constantly going up in the green portfolio. This portfolio has actually ended up giving decent returns to people. Of course, diversification is the key, so choose a variety of strategies to make sure that your investments are well hedged. The last and the fifth strategy that a lot of my friends use, but something that I've never used, is the small cap investing. In this strategy, you end up buying stocks of smaller companies with smaller market capitalization. The reason being that larger companies generally have share prices that are slightly inflated. So if you were to go and buy a Google or an Apple stock tomorrow, you would be shelling out a lot of money. With smaller cap funds, that's not true. You could read up the financials of any company and you could decide to invest a small sum of money. If the business is worthy enough, it will grow and it will give you good returns. This is not something that is recommended for people who are not seasoned investors, which is why I've refrained from doing it. But if you feel confident about your knowledge of financial statements and markets, go ahead. Now that I've given you all the details of my personal investing journey, I want to point out one very important thing. I became financially independent in class 9, but my first investments only happened at the age of 22. So it took me quite a few years to get to the investing mindset. And even then I took it slow. I got my house when I was 29. And even then, I got my first house when I was 20. And even then, it took me 7 years to decide that I'm going to buy a real estate. So yes, for many people, it can work differently, but I always advise that you take your investment decisions slow and steady. Which is why when it comes to cryptocurrency, I recommend the CoinDCX Go app. They're simple, secure, and compliant. CoinDCX Go is India's simplest cryptocurrency app. You can simply download the app, do your little KYC, and you can start with a portfolio of as low as 100 rupees. You can also buy any crypto of your choice for as low as 10 rupees. As you can see up on screen, I already did that. I got a crypto for 10 rupees. And I was able to do it. Apart from being just simple and so easy, it is also completely secure. All your money that you invest through CoinDCX Go is backed by BitGo, which is their financial custodian. So your money is completely safe. And if you're wondering what are the chances of having any kind of fraud, well then let me tell you that CoinDCX Go is big on compliance. They're heavily regulated and they're fully compliant. Personally, I don't think there is any better investment of 10 rupees. So make sure you download the CoinDCX Go app and start your crypto investment journey today. All that you have to do is go into my bio, get the link, download it, sign up, do your KYC, and then you can start your investment journey. You can take it as slow as you want and you can be as steady as you want, which is what I love about this app. No crazy investments, no crazy risks, and good returns. On that note, I hope this video was helpful for you. If you liked this video, don't forget to hit the like button and let me know in the comments what do you think. If you have any other questions about investing, please put them down in the comments as well. Any other questions are also welcome. I promise to see you in my next video. Until then, please make sure you take care of yourself. Stay safe. Namaste.